Hi everyone. Excelsior Ajax 2-2. Game talk. Kabir. Oh man, it feels bad, bro. It feels bad. I know it's the start of the league. Nothing is played for yet, but this feels like so unnecessary. Like losing 2 points. That's my feeling right now. But look, I'm gonna give the floor to you. Just tell us what you thought of the game, and yeah, how did we lose 2 points, man?
Super disappointing, especially after the start we had at home to Heracles last weekend when there was a lot of, with new season, new players on board. They all did well. There was a level of enthusiasm after what's been a tumultuous, transfer window with all that's happened. But we see it. A new season, same bad mistakes, same bad habits. So all in all, a incredibly disappointing performance. I mean, look, Excelsior away, artificial grass. We know that the opposition is going to do everything they can to make sure that it's not going to be a nice experience for us. But unfortunately, this current Ajax team doesn't have either the players or the mentality to get over that, to try and still figure out a way to win. So, look, was it expected? Probably not. I think that we all hoped and wished that it might have been, if not a win by a big margin, but to get the 3 points over the line. But also, by the same token, I'm not that surprised. It still seems that there's a lot of issues that need to be sorted out as we head into the new season.
How much can we take into the factor of the artificial grass, as you said? Also taking into account it's like 27 degrees. It's very dry out there. They did spray a little bit just before the game, but they did not spray in halftime. Between first and second half. How much can we also look at that, in your opinion?
Yeah, look, the thing is, Juan, I think that definitely plays a factor, but also for the large majority of players on the pitch today, it's not the first time they're playing on artificial grass. Yes, maybe for one or two of them, it could well be, but not for the majority. So you know that, you have a week's lead up before today's game. You know that this is going to be the situation, that the opposition are likely going to spray. It's going to be very sort of rugged terrain to be able to play on. So then you think, okay, you mentally prepare yourself for that, but you still have to try and figure out a way to get the 3 points over the line because, again, it's Excelsior, right? I'm not saying Excelsior away is the easiest game, but it's also not, they're not the best team in the world. I think they finished 15th in the league last year. So we still have to figure out a way, if it's not by the football that we want to play, you got to win ugly. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there just were not enough players that reached their level today. One or two guys did well, but there were just too many subpar performances. And again, a trait that we saw through the majority of last season seems to have started again and crept into early doors in this season as well. So it's a very worrying sign, to be honest. Nothing
Can
that
you
sort of
say, yeah, but
sorry.
can you say it's too early yet because we have a bunch of new players in the squad? Not all of them, but a lot of them, new players. Can we also be like, listen, it's just the start of the season. Still, the puzzle pieces need to come together. Still, we have players coming in who are not eligible yet to play. We Akpom guy, etc. Maybe Shutalo after tonight. So there's still things to be involved in this team to make it the team that Ajax wants to be this season. Or is this too easy for you?
No, I think that there's definitely merit in what you're saying with that. Look, it's the second league game of the season. Preseason only finished a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't the greatest preseason for us. Players are still trying to bet in. I get that. And probably the last game that they would have wanted was, like you say, Excelsior away on artificial grass, warm weather, etc., etc. But you know what the schedule is going to be like. You need to try and understand and figure out a way to get the 3 points. Okay, look, we went 2-1 down, and there was character shown. We managed to get the equalizer, Davy Klaassen, doing what he does best, finding himself in the positions that he needs to be, and a very, very good finish.
Yeah.
Finish, like I said, that someone like a Brian Brobby should be looking at to see how he can make the most of the positions that he gets in. Because we were creating chances, but again, it was very wasteful. Kudus was very wasteful today as well. Brobby, again, had 3 or 4 chances, which, he should at least be putting 2 or 3 of them away. So, again, some small positives to take from it, but ultimately we're not going to be happy with 1 point in today's game.
Yeah, look, so this is a recurring issue, right? We're seeing throughout the preseason, also the Heracles game, but we won that game, and also now we need a lot of chances to score, right, to kill the game, which
Yeah.
is hurting us a little bit because we also don't have, it seems, that defensive stability at the back to keep a clean sheet until now. Still, if you look at the goals that we conceded today, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, just lapses of concentration. Not really having the right setup at that point in time to give away the goals. And look, the first goal that they scored was actually a very well worked move. Actually, I looked at it and there was quite a bit of jealousy because that was actually a kind of typical Ajax goal. With the overlap and cutting the ball across and the very neat finish. But still, defensively, not as stable as we want to be. But again, we are after obviously Sutalo to come in to try and shore up the defense. I thought Hato played well. So there were a few bright spots. I don't think Medic was terrible or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, again, the left back position that's a real cause of concern. Salahidin just doesn't seem to cut it. Wijndal came on and he looks like a shadow of the guy that was at AZ Alkmaar. So, again, it's a recurring theme. There doesn't seem to be any real improvement there. Either he just doesn't have a high ceiling or he doesn't want to improve. But, if someone's at that stage in their career, they shouldn't be playing left back at Ajax.
Can I ask you a question, and maybe the viewers also can react to that? I don't know if it's purely too tactical right now, but something that I've been seeing now a lot is Bergwijn cutting in as also number 10 kind of role, cutting inside, although on paper he's the left wing player, but he's going inside so much that the left back, which is Salahdin or Wijndal, basically they have to lap the whole left side. Isn't that too much to ask for these players at the moment? Just a question.
No, it is a lot to ask. It is a lot to ask. And I think that, if you've got individuals that are in form or who are actually good at doing that and actually have a very good end pass as well, then I think that, okay, maybe that's something that can happen. But actually, none of our left backs are in a position to be able to do that. So, Bergwijn needs to be able to understand that. But then by the same token, Bergwijn doesn't have a left foot himself. So he feels that when he has the ball, his only real option of being dangerous is to cut in and try and turn it.
Yeah, look, I mean it more like tactically it's not his fault because probably that's the tactic that he has. He has to go inside and stuff like that. But most of the time when something happens, the opposition can open up on the left side of us and it's completely wide open because Bergwijn is in the middle at the time.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So it's only Salahdin or Wijndal that has to pick up a whole amount of yardage at the time. So it seems to me like maybe we should look into that a little bit more. But also I wanted to ask you something else. Look, we have Europe coming up, right? We have Ludogorets coming up. And we know where Ajax and all these kind of things. But do you think like looking at those two games, the preseason, probably we will have Sutalo by then. We don't know. But do you think with this team, the first game, are you confident going into that game?
Look, those types of oppositions, the Ludogorets of the world, the Astanas of the world, from all these wonderful countries. I don't feel confident at the best of times as an Ajax fan against these types of teams. I have been stung as an Ajax fan on many occasions. And that's when we've had, a better squad or a better functioning squad. So look, the short answer is I'm not confident. Do I think that we probably over two legs will get it over the line? Yes, but it won't be pretty. But by the same token, without trying to sit on the fence too much, I also wouldn't be surprised if, they knock us out and we're playing Conference League football this season. Yeah. Because I have not seen anything by way of patterns, whether it be tactical or just in terms of drive as well, to make me confident about when the going gets tough. If the conditions aren't right, then we have enough character to get 3 points over the line.
The character is not the issue, right? I mean, if you look at that, we always want to go back. We always try. I mean, we almost scored right before halftime. We conceded 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Robbie had that chance. We almost went up 2-1 right after we conceded. That's character, in my opinion. But the thing is, that's what's recurring right now a lot. And my question, which I also asked during the live stream on Thursday, and you were there, how much of the chances being missed is quality? How much is it bad luck?
Look, Juan, the thing is, these things even themselves out. If a striker is scoring 1 goal a game, but he's missing 7 chances, that means he's had 8 chances in total. He's scoring 1 goal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if that happens for 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, you can say it's bad luck. But as we saw last season with a lot of our players, it's happening consistently over a long period of time. And then that's not bad luck anymore. That's just lack of finesse, lack of composure, or lack of quality. We saw it today as well with the Brobby header. He had a header, and the least you can do as a striker, okay, fine. If it doesn't go in, that's fine. But the least you can do is put it on target. And he didn't. He missed it. And then there was obviously, like you said, when we went down 1-1 and he could have made it 2-1 again, missed it. There was another 1 or 2 chances here or there, which he missed. But yeah, I think it's to do with quality. And that's why I'm excited to see what Akpom can bring to the party, because he scored 27 goals in the championship last season. So he obviously knows a thing or two about finishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I want to go by the players quickly, and then I also want to ask you about what you thought of the subs that came in. So the starting 11, right? Compared to last time, compared to the Heracles game, basically Taylor was put to the bench, and then Kudus got an opportunity to play as a 10. Bergwijn on paper, as we said, as a left winger, but played as a double 10 basically. And on the right side, we had Forbes, who could start the game. So looking at the new up front, those 4 players up front, what do you think?
Look, on paper, I was very excited because there's a lot of creativity there, and you would hope quality. But in actual fact, I feel like it backfired having 2 10s, like you said. I just don't think that we're there in terms of tactical discipline. I just feel like you said as well, with Bergwijn coming in and really leaving the left flank quite exposed. I don't think that we have anyone at left back that's able to deal with that. So I think that this was an experiment that failed. In theory, it should have been, but then on paper, always we should be winning matches. But again, Kudus had a goodish game today, although he was quite wasteful. Brobby, scored a nice goal. Nice hustle by Forbes to be able to retrieve that ball for it to be a goal. So I thought Forbes again had flashes where it went well. But yeah, I mean, Bergwijn, poor game. I'm sorry to say. He's a one-trick pony. And when that doesn't work out, he's super ineffective.
Didn't you think he was setting up a lot of attacks in the second half, like giving the chance to Kudus a couple of times and also other people?
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's a sort of a bare minimum that you could sort of require or expect, from someone like him. I would much rather see him being involved in direct attacks, actually, being incisive with his final pass, or actually, being in a position where he can put away chances as opposed to getting the ball on the left-hand side, trying to cut in. And I think one of them was on target, which ultimately was a very easy handle for the goalkeeper. But, it's more often than not, he's finding himself surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders, and the whole action just gets blocked, rendering it to be super ineffective. We have to expect more from someone like Stevie Bergwijn. And my fear is that he's already had his one good game of the season out the way, which was last week.
Yeah, or maybe he has to grow in the role still. Look, one of the players that is heavily criticized, and there is no room for him anymore. And we're even debating a lot of times, like, as much as we love him for what he's done for Ajax, and he's, like Mr. 1-0 and everything like that, he comes in, he didn't even particularly have a good game, but he had an impact, and he makes a very good goal, like you said. About him and about the substitutes, quick thoughts.
Yeah, well, like you said, we talk a lot about Davy Klaassen, but he was there. He was there at the right moment, at the right time. That's his quality. He's never going to really be someone that people come to the stadium for or get the bums off seats, but he's an effective player. And that's something that this Ajax misses. That was a very well taken goal. Technically, you have to be technically very good to be able to put that away. Taylor, was somewhat ineffective. I think he had a long range shot which got deflected, which could have gone in. That was probably only really his only contribution. One thing that was really striking was how bad he is at taking corners. When Branco was off the pitch, I think Taylor and Bergwijn or one or two others who took corners, it was clearly reaching the first defender from Excelsior. So that's a real cause for concern as well. These are professional footballers, and if you're not able to actually deliver a corner to the box, what are they doing on the training pitch?
Yeah.
And Taylor took 2 or 3 corners as well, which it's a wasted corner.
Don't you think also Taylor had quite a good impact coming in? Like the pass that he gave to Klaassen almost scored that one. Deflection, the shot deflection, almost a goal. These kind of things.
Yeah, I thought he had a reasonable impact as a substitute. I don't think he played badly. No, that's not what I'm saying for sure. But Klaassen obviously had the bigger impact. And like we say, we berate him, and his name is the one that's always up for debate a lot of the times. But he's either Mr. 1-0 or he's Mr. Important Goal. And today he secured the 1 point for us. So look, 2 games, still unbeaten. I guess that's a positive to take out of it.
Yeah. Last question from my side. If you take into account now 2 official games in the eredivisie, but also looking at the preseason a little bit, as I said, we still are not complete. We still have to sort some positions. We're looking to strengthen. But if you look at it right now, after the Excelsior game, which are the positions or what are the things for you that really needs to be sorted out as soon as possible for you?
The left side, for sure. I think the Tagliafico deal is off, which is a shame. I don't know where we stand with the Japanese left back that we're looking to get.
There was news today, although we don't know if it's true or not because it's Mike Verwij, and nowadays we don't know if he's reliable, yes or no. But he said that Ajax has an agreement personally with an Argentinian left back from Antwerp, Avila.
That's correct.
So maybe he's an option, but we're not sure yet.
So the left-hand side definitely needs to be looked at. I think that Sutalo would be a great addition as well. Medic, obviously, we saw he had a very good game against Heracles. He was good enough today as well, but I think that extra quality of someone like Sutalo would definitely help. I think on the goalkeeper side as well, I just feel like, we have to let Horta now have a run of games. He didn't do too badly today. Maybe that first goal, it could have been prevented, but I don't think he had a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. Look, the second striker as well, but we've got one now in Akpom, so just excited to see what it is that he can bring. But that's where I would say that I think that we would need to focus on someone at the left back, someone centre back, and I think that should probably be it.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for now. Look, I'm very disappointed. I think everybody is. We still have to. I mean, it looks like still preseason. It's very strange. Yeah. We still don't have the complete team. It's not an excuse because we have to be ready, or we have to get those 3 points already and not fall behind too much. Let's see how things evolve in the next few days in terms of transfer news, and let's hope we're ready on Thursday, guys. Wishing for the best.
One thing I will say is that actually, if you're looking at it from trying to take the positives out of it, it's probably good that we had today's performance while we're still in the transfer window, because if we were maybe umming and ahhing about transfer targets or the technical stuff, this can really show them it's a wake-up call. Even though we won 4-1 last weekend, all is still not well. And
also because of the result, maybe. We have to speed up things to get the players in as well.
Oh, exactly, for sure. So if we had won again today, then you still have 6 points from 2 games, and maybe we're on the right track, but we're clearly still not on the right track.
All right, man. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Despite everything, I wish you guys a very nice weekend, and we'll see you on Thursday.
See you guys.